Hi everyone, good evening. This is Deborah Omoreagba from Rainbow House. Whoa, yeah, the word has gone out today, and I want to believe for every child that has been touched, they're going to be agents of change to the glory of the name of the Lord. It's on the hill, how small you are, just like a beetle, but wise and so little. Up you go into your castle, down you come without any hassle. My name is Deborah Omoreagba. I'm an educationist, a poet, a playwright, and an author. An ESCO member of the Association of Nigerian Authors Lagos chapter. I'm the treasurer of the association. So I join every other member of the ESCOs to promote literary activities. We are all creatives to make a change and to push further the reading culture and also cultivate better reading and writing habits. My literary journey started from childhood. I started writing stories at a very tender age of about 8 years, and I remember then that my parents, yes, would encourage me because my father happened to have been mentored by General Mama Vatsa of blessed memory. My father committed himself to military and mythology, so that was how he got familiar with Mama and Vatsa. And as a result of that, he loved the fact that one of his children, though not only me, but I took more interest in writing from a very tender age. Though not published, but I was just encouraged because way back, parents didn't seem to encourage children to get their works published. Rather, they would only ask you to keep reading your book when you get to the university. Then anything that you intend to become, you will become it. But today is a different ballgame altogether. So it's been a wonderful journey. And presently, I've been able to author over 4 books, yes, and even turned out some children authors. For example, Olajupo Kogiwa, who wrote Max Newton and other stories. I've been able to mentor and encourage Daniel Fagundu when he was in nursery 2. Yes, presently he's in the university. He wrote Jake and the Gems. And for my own works, I have some good works to my credit. And the most recent is Blessed Peace. It's a collection of poems. My own children's books that I offer now, okay, there's one, a particular one that is poetry based though, and very rich in verbal and creative writing. It is titled Say the Sound, Tell the Rhyme, and it captures letter sounds from A to Z. For example, the first goes, or the first rhyme is ants on the hill, how small you are, just like a beetle, but wise and so little, up you go into the castle, and down you come without any hassle. So I've been able to create rhymes with this creative work. It goes this way. It's on the hill, how small you are, just like a beetle, but wise and so little. Up you go into your castle, down you come without any hassle. Therefore, the letter sound B, which is our B, goes, boots are big and boots are small. Boots can kick to the highest pitch. See that boot in the foot, wiggling like a toddler's tooth. Then the letter C, which goes carpenter, carpenter, mend my door. Get a key to open and close. Nail it up and nail it down. Then I will give you all my logs. I can go on and on and on. So it's been a wonderful journey. And I also have a postwork to my credit titled Going Home. And the last one, like I said earlier, is Where Silence Speaks. I'm a literary person who writes conscience. I write conscience, I write society, and I write humanity. Exactly, writers are meant to live what they write. It's a funny world altogether because there are lots of opposites here and there. But so far, so good. I can point out Professor Wale Soyinka. He speaks to society. He's not just a poet. He happens to be an activist, and he lives what he writes. So this applies to every other writer. We shouldn't just speak. So speaking already is action. Writing is action. But practicing it, modeling it, is the top of everything. So a writer should translate everything from pen to real life situation. I feel great. I just feel normal. It's okay because I'm actually somebody who is used to diversity. I can flow with men, I can flow with women. So it's actually not an issue for me. Okay. We usually have monthly readings. Sometimes they're physical, sometimes they're virtual. And what the chairman, Dr. Olatubosun Taufik, and other ESCOs have been able to achieve is we get a central place, though we've changed location like twice. We've had one at Thomas before, but the most recent is the one at Herbert Macaulay Way. We use Herbert Macaulay Library at Yaba. So we picked a place in the mainland such that we can have members come from different parts of Lagos. Now, presently we have some members coming from Ikorodu for monthly readings. We have from Ajekule, we have from the island. I come from Mowe. So we have some of them who come from Ikeja, Songo, you can imagine. So being a central point, we are able to reach out to all these people. And from the meeting, whatever it is that it takes from the meeting, they're able to pass it back to their communities. And where we go virtual, we even have a larger audience, like those from diaspora equally join. And some who are interested from other states too, they don't stay back. Well, technology is moving very fast, and it's something that all writers are actually leveraging on, because where some are not able to attend the physical meetings, they attend the virtual ones. But I must say that it has its downside to an extent. Sometimes we have a full house, as much as we even have up to 50 participants, but there are times where network connectivity might be an issue. So the virtual space tends to bring more authors together than the physical. Rather, many of them leverage on the virtual than coming for physical meetings. But at the same time, we try to strike a balance. We do a lot of encouragement, and the turnout is still fine. Okay. Other chapters can learn from Lagos because One, Lagos, I must say this to foot forward. Lagos is the center of excellence. Lagos is more or less like the capital of Anna National, if I must say. But there's a whole lot to learn. One, we are able to synergize. The leadership is able to put the ESCOs together. That's the chairman. And once the ESCOs are together, they come as a strong voice to be able to put um, put ourselves out to other members. And the way it has gone is such that even whatever it is the members take home from, the way we portray ourselves to them, they are able to, we're able to pass it out to the members and they're able to model it to other writers. So authoring children or mentoring children authors is a part Anna Lagos isn't shying away from, because we have to catch them young. So I look out for these kind of good things happening in other chapters. And what else? We talk about having workshops, giving subgroups opportunities. Yes, because we have a whole lot of subgroups um, under the ANA umbrella, whereby when we want to have certain occasions, we are able to throw it out to them that, okay, anybody who has presentations in this regard can come and perform with their communities. For example, we have PIN, which is under ANA Lagos, as Poets in Nigeria. We have the Litako Group, as Literary Authors Cooperative. We have so many of them, Poets Fest, and so many like that. So other chapters can learn from ANA Lagos. I hope I'm able to communicate. If Charles Dickens could achieve such in England, I believe that we can also be a full force. With the present situation of the country in Nigeria, which is a case study for us, so many voices are rising, left, right, center. People are not keeping quiet anymore. For example, I'll use my book. I wish I had a copy here. Where Silence Speaks, like I said, the latest collection of poems that I have. Able to talk to the conscience of the society. I let them know, okay, the prevailing situation of kidnapping and banditry, we're talking terrorism. So a lot of us, that book speaks conscience, that human beings like you are the ones you are perpetuating such evil on. So when you talk to society, it gets to their conscience. And from there, they do what? They change. So presently, that book speaks to the situations of the country. Let me just take this one. I wish that I would have just done a reading from it. The case of coppers being posted to different service locations is really affecting the mindset of coppers these days. Last few days, I was with a few of them, and they were saying some of them said they were not going to serve, irrespective of the new allowance exactly they are giving to them by the federal government. Some said, do or die, I will do. But a whole lot of them, over 80%, is willing to back out. Why? Because nobody is looking in that direction. But where silence speaks, talks to the conscience of our leaders that something just has to be done. In that same book, we have soldiers who are falling by the days, as the day goes by. They are the four generals. Why? All because they want to salvage the society. So this is a case study of a book that I know that its aim is to touch the conscience of the citizens of not only Nigeria, even those in diaspora, so that they can learn from it. Then they change their ways and the society will be better for it. So that's just one out of so many. I know that someone like Wole Soyinka too has so many of them like that, and people like John Pepe Clark. I'm not the only one. We have so many writers, and this is the aim we want to achieve. Now, these are two books that I've written so far that are how to change society for good. Like I said, I write society, no, I write conscience, I write society, I write humanity. So these two books I will read from for you to listen. Still from the collection Where Silence Speaks, I would like to read this poem. For the ones who stood, this is for our uniformed men, our soldiers in particular, soldiers in Nigeria. They wore courage like uniform, boots heavy with duty, hearts trained to run towards danger while others ran away. Borno's dust and borrowed silence. A commander fell, not because he was weak, but because bravery walks first into fire. Boko Haram and partners in crime took lives with their time, but they could not take honor. A brigadier general was lost near Borno, and before him were others too. Soldiers ambushed on convoys roads, officers falling in forest operations, young recruits buried with unfinished dreams. In Kaduna, patrol teams were swallowed up by bandit fire. In Niger, helicopters searched valleys for missing men. In the northeast, troops defended villages with courage louder than gunshots. The Nigerian army has counted too many funerals. Sons return as folded flags, fathers remembered uniforms, mothers learning to breathe through medals. Yet, listen, a fallen soldier is not a full stop. He is a comma in history, a pause that teaches courage, a reminder that freedom is expensive. Their sacrifice builds invisible fences around classrooms and marketplaces. Their blood writes warnings to terror. Their memory trains new recruits. They held the line in Zambiza shadows. They guarded highways at midnight. They stood between farmers and fear, between soldiers, children, and chaos. So, do not run from service. Do not let headline draft our future. Every uniform carries a promise. Every patrol is a prayer. Every brave heart pushes darkness back an inch. They stood so we could sleep. Let us rise so they don't fall in vain. This book of mine, titled Going Home, it's actually a prose work for children. So let's get in. I'm going to be reading from the first chapter of Going Home. We witnessed a full blue moon. Papa told the story as we enjoyed the blue moon. A long time ago, in a town called Tanja, there lived a poor farmer who had a wife and a son. The farmer's name was Metu. His wife was called Kefi, while their son's name was Bantu. Metu was poor. He lived in a mud house which had holes all around it. Lizards, cockroaches, and other insects found their way into the mud house through the holes. Though the town where so many people lived was far away from the place where Metu built his house, it was because he could not afford to build the beautiful houses the people in the town built. Metu was afraid that people would laugh at their house and it would make them sad. He decided to live close to his poor farmland in Tanja, where no one would ever live. Since Metu and his family were poor, they chose to live in Tanja in their own simple way. Metu was happy where he lived, but was sad because Bantu, their only son, could not go to school. This was his major reason for being sad. Bantu was 7 years old and he had never gone to school. It's a good idea altogether. Yesterday we had the Nigeria Copyright Commission come to do a training for us to create some kind of awareness on copywriting. Yes, your works are out there. You as a writer, you are not succeeding as much as you should because some people are plagiarizing your work. We thank the entity for coming in to give us such reawakening. Then today, Reproning also further making strong what we learned yesterday. Authors are out to enjoy the best of life because now we know that we have bodies that are concerned about our works. We can't spend sleepless nights in the four walls of solitude, and we have some people who reap the fruits of our labor. So, with these bodies, we know that each time our works are out there, they are watchdogs for us as authors, helping us to check things out there so that if our works are caught, then they will pay for it. Then at the end of the day, when they pay for it, it translates into our pocket and our royalties also are safe somewhere. So this is a good standpoint for authors. The advice I have for young authors, I must say that I'm very passionate about young authors, really, because I have turned out several children authors, several of them. So my advice is that they should keep writing. They shouldn't stop writing. And those writings should be translated into words that will change our society at